Hey ladies, I am coming to you from the car because it is silent in here, and I have threatened my children that if they interrupt me, that we won't get kettle corn tonight when we go to Nakalula. So hopefully this will be an uninterrupted video. So as a reminder, what we decided to do about our lesson, because we don't have life discovery this week, and the book goes all the way to the book of Luke just for this 1 week and then hops back into the book of John the next week. We decided that each day I would just send out some reflections based off the reading for that day. And this idea has really grown on me because I think it's going to be a way that we can turn our hearts toward Christmas, towards a real reason why we do this, so you don't get so bogged down with all the things you've got to buy and the places you've got to go and the things you've got to do and the schedules and the traveling and the family and all the things, but that you really just have a moment that you and Jesus can just turn your heart towards what he did for us that Christmas day. And I think in addition to doing the reflections each day, I'm going to drop the link to a song as well, so you can just have your whole little mini worship session. So we're going to hop right into the passage. The passage today is found in Luke 2, verses 1 through 5. In those days, a decree went out from Caesar Augustus that the whole empire should be registered. This first registration took place while Cyrenius was governing Syria, so everyone went to be registered, each to his own town. Joseph also went up from the town of Nazareth in Galilee to Judea, to the city of David, which is called Bethlehem, because he was of the house and family line of David, to be registered along with Mary, who was engaged to him and was pregnant. So as I was reading this today, I got to thinking about all of the places that are already mentioned here in the story. And it got me thinking that the Old Testament scholars were really confused, probably, because there were several passages, several prophecies, lots of prophecies about the Messiah, but several of them mentioned different places. And they must have wondered, how does one person come from all of these places? And so one of the places, obviously, that we think of is Bethlehem. And we think of Micah 5:2, where it says, Bethlehem Ephraim, though you are small among the clans of Judah, one will come to you to be ruler over Israel for me. His origin is from antiquity, from eternity. So they know that the Messiah is going to come from Bethlehem. But there's another passage that says, out of Egypt I called my son. And yet even today, if you read the YouVersion verse of the day today, it says, out of those walking in darkness have seen a great light. Well, if you look a couple of verses above that, it talks about how that light is going to come from Galilee of the Gentiles. And if you look at maps, you'll see that Nazareth is right there. It's like smack dab in the middle of that region. And so the scholars must have been wondering, how does one person come from three different places? And yet, when we read the story of Jesus, we find that Jesus has all three of these places as a big part of his story, right? Mary and Joseph are from Nazareth. And so Jesus is from Nazareth, but also from Egypt. When they flee, or when they come back from Egypt, they return to Nazareth. But obviously, we know of Bethlehem being part of the story, and we know of Egypt being part of the story because Joseph flees to Egypt with Mary and young baby Jesus to protect them from Herod, who is going on a rampage trying to destroy this newborn king. And so I got to thinking about that, and it really struck me like, this is no accident. The circumstances surrounding Jesus's birth were no accident. These events were foretold hundreds, sometimes thousands of years before they actually occurred. And more than that, they were planned in the mind of God the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit long before time ever began. They planned these events. He, three in one, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, planned these events long before time began, for your salvation and for mine. Jesus was never plan B. He was always plan A for salvation. And so this week, rest in that. Rest in the fact that Jesus came to be born as a baby, and these circumstances, again, weren't by accident. It was no accident that Jesus is laid in a manger, in a stinky barn, and that all of these circumstances take place. That's no accident. It was for your salvation and for mine. And so I hope that you ladies have a lovely day and keep Christ at the center of your Christmas. Bye-bye.